Hey, Glam fam. I am going to talk to you about creating forms for your business. There are two Google forms that I use all the time with my business. One is a registration form, and the registration form is basically for my clients to fill out before a session with me. So whether that session's one-on-one, whether it's in a group, whether they're getting together with me virtually or in person, it's basically like their profile card. And so they fill this information out so that I have all their contact info, because that's what I then take and put into InTouch and under my customers, so that I have all of their contact information, their phone number, their email, their address, for all of those kind of things. You want to have that in your my customers so that you can send them catalogs, you can send them emails, you can text them, whatever. You want to have all that contact information in there. So that's how I get that information from them. I also ask a lot of my like pre-profiling questions, like things that I want to know about their skin or about what they're looking for in their skincare, so that I can kind of be prepared when I get together with them for their session. And I also like this step because it's enrolling them in the process of the appointment so that they know, like, okay, she's expecting me, like she's setting up for me, she's customizing the session for me, like they're enrolled in the setup of the appointment. Because sometimes it's really easy for someone to reschedule or to last minute plans change and they can't make it, kind of thing, if they're not really enrolled in understanding what it is that you've asked them to attend or you've booked them for. And so when they're taking the steps to register for something, they feel more committed to that appointment than if they just said, oh yeah, I'll come, through a text or a phone call or something. So it just like if you were gonna go to the chiropractor or the doctor's office or something, and they're like, hey, go fill these forms out for us before you come in. Same kind of concept, except for this is like way easier. You're just sending them a link to the form and they're filling it out there right on their phone. Super simple. So there's the registration form, and then I also have like a follow-up form that I use, and I call that a session survey. And it's basically like all the questions and things that I need to know from them, kind of what they're thinking and what they thought of the event and what they thought of the products, and if there's any of the specials that they want to take advantage of for the deals that we did at the end. Just all the things that I want to know, kind of what they're thinking, so that when I close them at the end, it helps me get their order, it helps me book them for their next session with me, and it helps me know whether they're interested in the opportunity and where to go with that conversation. And so it's just a way for me to kind of have all that information in one place, so that I also have that there for my records, but then I know how to use that information to close them after the session. And it also opens that door for that conversation for booking them for the next session, because that is the beauty about our business, is that it's relationship based. And so the more we are in front of people, the stronger that relationship is going to be. And we have so many services and so many products they can experience, that we have the ability to be able to get in front of people multiple times. And as we know, like the more that we are exposed to something, the more we start to open up to it. So when you think about like trends that are going on right now, I'm currently actually staring at my Christmas tree, because it is Christmas Eve tomorrow, actually. And so I have like the plaid checker. So right now, at the time that I'm recording this video, like the plaid checkered look is like really on trend right now, and it's everywhere, like everywhere. Any store that you go to, any decor, even actually clothes. Literally, I'm wearing it right now. I didn't even plan that. Okay, so that like pattern is just everywhere, and I don't even know how long that's going to be in for. And really, if you would have asked me before it was like a trend, if you would have lined up a bunch of patterns in front of me and were like, which ones are you drawn to, I doubt that this would even be something that I like would have picked out. But once you see it everywhere and you know that people love it, and it's just like the more you're exposed to it, the more you start to realize like you like it or you enjoy it, or you want to do something with it, to the point where I'm literally dressing like it and using it as decor. Okay, so same concept when we layer our clients in our prospects, that we are in front of them about the opportunity, about the product, about our services, that they're seeing that and they're being exposed to it over and over again. Because there are definitely people who I have lots of women in our Glam fam as consultants who all it took was one appointment with them and they were sold on this opportunity, and they felt their heart drawn to our calling and our mission, and they signed up on the spot. And I have lots of customers that the first appointment I got together with them, they bought the whole shebang. Okay, so that definitely happens. So do not think, oh, I have to layer everybody in order to ever get anywhere. That is not the case. But really, a lot of people need some of that layering. And so what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to have an appointment with someone and then they didn't buy anything, or they didn't sign up on the spot, or they didn't whatever, and then you write them off, you forget about them, because you don't know the next couple times you got in front of them. And they don't have to be in front of them in person. Like the cool thing about our virtual side of our business is that you can layer them very quickly, that they can be on one thing on Tuesday night and they can be on another thing on Wednesday night, and then they can be another thing maybe on Friday, and then like, hey, I'm signing up, or hey, I do actually want this, this, and this, because you layered them quickly. And so layering is key in our business, but you want to layer people closer together, because the more time that comes between the time they got together with you and then the next time they were exposed to our business, the chances of them doing something with that information start to kind of decrease the longer it spaces out, because it's not exciting anymore. It's not in front of them anymore. All those feelings and emotions that they got when they were trying the product or when they were exposed to the opportunity, like it starts to die out because they're not around it. It's not in front of them. And that's just human nature. That has to do with anything in our life, not just for your business. Okay, so the quicker you layer them on top of each other, the more success you're going to see, much quicker than if you space it out too much. But knowing that you still can, if there's someone that you got together with months back, and you think, oh, maybe they would really like this Facebook Live that's going to be on Tuesday night or whatever, then you can still, it's another way to just reintroduce them back into your business, into your life. The beautification TV group that we have, same reason we have that group. It's for layering. So every person you get in front of, every person that you are holding appointments with, like I always like get them in that beautification TV group, because that's where they're going to see more information about the company, about the product. We do our lives in there once a week, where we share about different products and tutorials and beauty hacks and things like that. And so those kind of things allow them to just be exposed, like little sprinkles of Mary Kay in their life, and so that it's just in front of them. It's kind of like when you get a new car and you suddenly see that car everywhere. It's not that suddenly everybody went and bought the same car that you did. It's just you're drawn to it. And that's what starts to happen with our prospects and our clients, is that they become drawn to something. Like they're subconsciously, whatever's in the back of their mind, they're going to keep seeing it, because we keep exposing them to it. And so you're not overwhelming them. Don't feel like, oh, I can only invite them to this one thing. Don't be like, here, do you want to come to this, or this? Like, don't give them so many options that it's overwhelming. But you can absolutely, after their appointment, be like, hey, you would really like this Facebook Live that's going on tomorrow night, or you would really like this event that I'm doing at my house, or whatever. Like, you invite them to the next thing, because like that communication, we're getting that communication from all angles from the rest of the world, and it's effective. And so don't ever feel like you're overwhelming them by inviting them to too many things, because especially if they're interested and they're intrigued, they're going to say yes, they're going to want to come to the next thing. So the forms. So you have the registration form, and then you have the session survey. So there are two Google forms. I use the same ones for like the same registration form for everything, the same survey, session survey for everything. And so that way I just have record of all of my people in one place. And so I'm using those forms to build that relationship, to gather all the information that I need from that person, and then to also close them after the end of the session, and to continue layering them. So there's so many things that I use these two forms for. So I have created the forms for you in Google. So they're Google Forms, and you can just duplicate my form. So I have another video that's like a 4-minute video, shows you how to duplicate it. It's super easy, but just in case you've never done it before, It walks you through it. But when you duplicate it, the cool thing is that it becomes your own copy in your Google Drive. So it's yours and you can do whatever you want with it. So you can change my questions, you can reword them, you can take them out, you can add your own in. Like, you have complete control over it to personalize it, and make it yours. So if like down the road you're like, this would be a really beneficial question to add in here, and you want to add something different in, go for it. It's your form. It does not affect my original one that I created, because it's just a duplicate of it. Okay, so I'm going to screen share with you, and I'm going to show you my client registration form first. And so here it is. So this is the one you're going to be able to copy and have your own duplicate version of. And so just ask for their name, the date of the session that they're going to be attending, who invited them. This is really key because sometimes I'll have a guest that's going to come to our Skin Scan social or something, and she's like, hey, can I bring my sister? Can I bring my roommate? And I'm like, yes, please do that. But then I will ask her, okay, like, what's her name and her number, so that I can make sure I have all the information about her skin and can set up for her. And so I always get their contact information. And then when I reach out to them and say, hey, so excited to meet you, I'm glad you're coming with Kelly. I have a registration form for you to fill out really quick. Here it is. I send her the link. And so I do that because I've had times where the person that I had originally invited like couldn't come last minute for whatever reason, something happened, and she was going to bring her friend or her sister or a couple people with her. And if she's not coming and I have not communicated with her guests that are going to come with her, then they all aren't coming. So I was going from like having 3 guests to no guests, from that one group. And so instead, if I have already communicated and asked questions and had them register for this event, then her sister or her roommate or her friend or whoever was coming with her has already felt like enrolled. They've already had communication with me. Like, they feel more comfortable saying, okay, well, I can still come, or I'm still going to show up, or I'll still be there, even though the person that invited them to tag along can't come anymore. So I always have them share like who invited them. And then at the end here, there's going to be a question, or somewhere in here, I'll show you, that they're going to put who they've invited to come with them. So this is the type of event that you're attending, just to kind of have an idea, so I can keep people straight of who's, because I'll have like 10 people or so that are filling this out every week, and I kind of know who it is that is attending what. Tell me about you, just in case they're a referral or someone I don't know them, they can kind of share whatever they want there. Age range, so I kind of have an idea of like, are they fresh out of high school, in college? Have they graduated college? Are they maybe, having babies and married? Are they retired? Are they whatever? So it kind of just gives me a little bit more information of what age bracket they're in. Asking if they have any sensitivities to products, so that we know, because that's something that they would find on a form if you were filling out a form at the doctor's office or something like that, dermatologist. Where they kind of get their skincare products, just so I have an idea of what they're used to, and then what their skincare concerns are. This is huge to know, like, what it is that they would like to change about their skin. Are they having problems with oiliness or uneven pigmentation or fine lines or eye puffiness or whatever it is, because you can use that information when you're doing her session with her, because like, hey, she's got some issues with her eyes. Okay, so when you get to that product, oh, I know you said that you were having some issues with some puffiness in the morning or whatever, that this would be really great for you. Like, you can really personalize that session and the products you're talking about with the guests who are there. You're also going to use this when you close them afterwards, because when you're asking for the sale, you're finding out what it is that they want to take home. You can go back to this. I know you said you're having issues with XYZ. And so do you feel like the skincare that you're using right now is effective? Like, do you feel like that's helping you with your uneven pigmentation or whatever? Obviously not, because they're still having issues with it, or they would not have marked it on here, right? So it's just walking them through, well, I know that you said this was a concern for you. I really believe that this will make a big difference for you. And guess what? It's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So if it doesn't work for you, then you can always return it if you need to, but I'm really confident that it's going to give you the results you're looking for. So, so you can use that as a tool for closing them. And then this guy here walks them through what kind of like treatments and things they would be interested in. And I love this one. And actually, I'm going to show you this way. Let's see here. It's going to pull up what it looks like on the consumer side. So that way you can see that. It's much prettier than the editor side. Okay, so here it shows you the different treatments and things that they can choose from. And so on here, it just talks about like our treatments, and like, I mean, the way it's worded is just so beautiful. Like it makes me want to go try that product like right now as soon as I read it. And so it just kind of gets them excited about their session. And so I worded it like, would you be interested in experience in the future? Because maybe they're getting together with you virtually and they don't have a paper pack, and so they're not going to actually be trying any products at that session. So we don't want them to think like they're telling us what they want to try at the session. But then you can use that as a booking tool. I know you said that you really wanted a hydration treatment. And so when we get together for our next session, let's do that. Let's have you try that kind of thing. So then please select all the skincare topics you'd be interested in learning more about. Okay, so this one, and then this one, please select which glam topics you'd be interested in learning more about. These are really great for layering purposes, because you're able to then take this information, and let's say we have a beautification episode coming up in our beauty TV group about contouring, and you know that she selected that she would like to learn more about contouring. You can reach out to her like later, it could even be months down the road, and you could say, hey Becky, I know that you said like when you're on your registration form back when we first met that you were interested in contouring. I just wanted to let you know there's actually going to be a contouring tutorial tonight or tomorrow night or whenever it is that you're reaching out to her. Would you like to watch and attend, or would you like to attend with me, or however you want to word that? But it gives you permission to reach out to them and like and ask them, because obviously you can ask anybody to attend a contouring workshop or whatever, but when they have like told you that they're interested in it, it feels more personalized, like not just like you're inviting everybody like, oh yeah, I did tell her I'm interested in that, like I would love to attend and watch. So you're using this as a tool for reasons to reach out to them, and obviously they're going to select lots of these and lots of these, so it just gives you more and more reasons to keep reaching out and layering them and introducing them to more things. Then down here is where you're getting their phone number, their email, their address, their birthday. If you want to do some kind of reward thing for their birthday month. So it's just generic for your annual reward from me, so you can change that to whatever you want. And then the name and phone numbers of the guests who are attending the session with you, because that goes back to what I was talking about with the people that their sister, roommate, friend, or whoever was gonna come along with them. You want to get that information so that you can reach out to them and have them register, and you can create that connection with them. So the other thing is bonus. You can earn additional entries into the giveaway by watching videos about our glam life. Each video you watch will get you an extra 5 entries, and you can find the videos here. And so this takes them to a web page that just has a bunch of opportunity videos on it, and they can kind of pick and choose what they want to watch and how many they want to watch. But that way, when they come to the session, no matter what the session is, they already have a little bit of background about Mary Kay and who we are and our mission and what's available to them. And so it just kind of, I don't know, like preps them so that way they might have more questions at the appointment, or they might want to learn more. So that's a great tool there. And then I just tell them that to make sure if they need to reschedule for any reason, to reschedule within at least before 24 hours before the appointment, so that I have a chance to give someone else that time slot if they can't make it. And so just that reminder, like, this is a business, this is my livelihood, I want to make sure, like, please respect it, I'll respect your time, please respect mine, kind of thing. So it's just that little reminder in there. Okay, so now the session survey. And so this is the follow-up form they fill out after they do their appointment with you. And so I like to have them fill it out like before they leave my space, whether it's virtual or in person. I have them fill it out before they leave, because I have control over it. And so I just say, okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to send you this link really quick, and you're going to fill out this follow-up form for me, just to get some feedback from you on how today's session went. And so let me know as soon as you're done, or if it's in a group setting and I do like entries into like a prize drawing or something afterwards, then I just say, once you finish this out, let me know, and you get 3 extra entries into the drawing today, or whatever. So I have them fill it out right then, because then I can pull up the responses on my phone or my iPad or whatever, and I can see what they answered. So when I go to do the individual close with them, because the individual close is critical after the end of a session. And I can go through their answers that they filled out on this form. So again, they're giving me their name, what kind of event they attended, who invited them, was it in person or virtual? Like, these questions are just for my own like memory. So I'm looking back at these submissions later on, I can kind of remember who is who. What did you enjoy about the event? Any suggestions you have? That's mostly there just because I say it's a feedback form, and so I'm getting some feedback from them. And so then I asked them, like, to keep you informed, like, would you like to learn, be informed about any of these items? Like, say, are you interested in being kept up to date on the botanicals line or the clear proof, or any of the skincare lines or makeup products or new product releases or sales and promotions or tips and tutorials or those kind of things? And so you have that there then as a guide, that if you're texting your clients or sending out emails or whatever, you're there, those are people that want to know about XYZ, like they would like to be kept up to date on new products when they're released and that kind of thing. And then asking they'd help you with your leadership curriculum, that's a big one. And so I always offer them a gift for doing that, and you can decide what the gift is. It could be a voucher for a 50% off product. It could be a $10 gift card. It could be a free eyeshadow. It could be a little sample pack, like a hamper pack. It could be those little deluxe minis. So you decide what the gift is, but it's definitely beneficial to give them a gift so that they can get in front of you for some leadership training with your director. Okay, so there's that question. The next one, just ask them like what things are important to them, like 100% satisfaction guaranteed, that all of our products are FDA approved. This is important because it's basically reminding them of these facts. So right before I'm about to ask them what products they want, I'm reminding them everything's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. All of our products are FDA approved. There's no fillers. The products last on average at least 4 to 6 months. All those kind of things. So then I ask what's on their wish list, because there's going to be products that they probably aren't planning on purchasing. What are those? What do they like? Just so I can use that as either, a reason for them to book a social and get some friends together for their next appointment so that they can get these things for free, or whatever it is. Or if I'm doing a special or something on those products, I can remember to reach out to them and say, I know that you said you really love the microderm and you didn't get that at your last session. Here's a special going on, or whatever. So here is the Beauty Boss bundles that we do for closing. And so on here, there's basically different bundles that they can choose from. And then they can get the specials down here based on how many bundles they want to bundle together. And so these questions just ask, like, which of these bundles interested you? And I used interest you because that way they're not committing to, I'm going to buy them, but like, I'm interested in them. But then it asks, which deal did you want to take advantage of today? So did you want to do one of these because it's only today only that you can take advantage of it? Or they can say, I have more questions, or maybe I just would rather select some individual products. But you're asking that question so you know where to go from there, like what to do with them when you're following up. Then the next page is them booking their next session with you. And so I just talk about how relationship building is our top priority. And so they get to choose their next experience. What do they want that to look like? And there's different options here that they can choose from. different kind of services you provide that they can book you for next. Do you want it to be virtual or in person? And then let's get social. Do you want to invite some friends along and get some free products? So here's a social special, hosted special that they can take advantage of to get some free products if they wanted to get some friends together. So then they're just going to tell you, do they want it to be a single session, just one-on-one, or do they want to get some friends together? So they're always booking their next experience with you when they're in front of you. And so then here's the question about the opportunity. And so that's just a really basic. So that doesn't matter whether you shared a whole lot about the company or not at that session based on what it is that they attended, that they were at, but you're able just to ask them, you know, if just having an extra stream of income right now would be beneficial for them, or if they'd have some more questions about that. So whatever they put here, like even if they say an additional stream of income would not be beneficial right now, like don't write them off. It doesn't mean that they're not interested at all. Like sometimes they're just kind of not interested right now, or maybe in the future. So just know in the back of your head, like you still can invite them to things and expose them to the opportunity. But that way you kind of at least know what they're interested at the moment. And then for the grand prize drawing, so we do a drawing every month in the Beautification TV group out of everybody who's done sessions with you that month, or leadership trainings, or they've been commenting, interacting within the group. And so you're able to, the directors who run the group do the drawing. And so we just tell them to join that group. And so then that way we can announce the winner in there and they'll be notified, but then they can also stay in the giveaways so that every month they have the chance to win more and more free stuff, which is exciting. So that's your session survey. And so you're using both of those tools for that follow-up, for that close with them, the individual close, to figure out what it is, their next steps, what they want to purchase, what they want to do for their next experience. But you can take that information that you've learned from the registration form, from the survey form, to be able to know how to close them, then what kind of questions to ask them, and like where to lead them based on their skincare needs and the products that they said that they were intrigued by during the session that they had with you. So I'm using that for I mostly use the follow-up for like either maybe a she show, or the skin socials, or if I'm doing an appointment with them, like not usually just like a beautification episode where they go and watch a tutorial on how to do a smoky eye. I don't usually have them fill out the registration form or the social, oh my gosh, so many S words, the survey, the session survey. I don't have them fill those out just for like a, like just the generic beautification episodes, just because those are more there for like a layering purpose versus being a solid session for you. So that way and I don't usually have them fill out the registration form multiple times. Like it's really, because I really just need that information from them, like once, like their contact info, their skincare concerns, that kind of thing. But you could have them fill out the follow-up every time they did like a session or a skin scan social or something. You could do that. So those two forms, use them over and over again, make that part of your system, so that's just what you do, and you have that there to be strategic about how you communicate and follow up and layer and close all of your clients. So if you have questions about that, please reach out. I'm happy to help.